Major Mohammed Ali Shah on the broadcast with us. Major Shah, thank you for coming back because something momentous at least has happened. And let's digest it. The man who was the main litigant, the second generation litigant in the Babri Masjid Ayodhya case, has just put a poster outside his house. We are expecting him to be meeting and greeting PM Modi shortly. He says, "I'm Modi ka parivar." What do you make of this?
Right, Rishabh. Rishabh, as I mentioned earlier in the previous telecast with you, that, the very fact that the Ram Mandir has come up in Ayodhya, the Muslims have accepted it and they honor that. There's no problem with that at all. There's, in fact, they joined in the celebration, even in Delhi, in other places where they were not in Ayodhya. They joined in their neighbors in the celebrations of that. That's not an issue at all. And and when the Prime Minister came to power in 2014 in the first term, he had said, "Sabko saath leke chalenge, sabka saath, sabka vishwas, sabka," so everybody have faith in the Prime Minister. And the Muslim community, in 2002, when the Godar riots took place, when Prime Minister was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, because under his regime, those riots had taken place. So they were a bit upset with him at that time. But over time, he is the best healer. When the wounds of partition were forgotten after 1947, even this was forgotten.
Okay. Major Shah, for some people, this will be exemplar that yes, in some cases, sabka vishwas is slowly being won. That does not mean necessarily that everybody becomes a voter for the Bharatiya Janata Party, but in terms of equanimity and respect, that is being won. Others will say, no, this is a traitor to the cause. He's joined up with the Hindu fundamentalists and these Hindu nationalists.
One second. No, I haven't finished as yet. So people, they honor the Prime Minister. He's the leader of a country. There's no doubt about that, and no one should have any doubts about that. But when the leader of the country, when he in the speech
yes,
made in Rajasthan, so which had upset some Muslims, in fact, because I have never, as a Muslim, I haven't seen any discrimination happening against me or against any of my Muslim brothers and sisters anywhere in the country. I have seen equality, I have seen justice, I have seen, I have seen the other way around. There's been no discrimination, but that speech did upset Muslims, in fact, so Muslims kept quiet. I know a lot of Muslims who said they wanted to vote for the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, this time, because they didn't see communalism, they saw progress. They said, let's vote for a leader who would bring in development, progress, healthcare, education, living standards, who would take the country to a global power. They wanted that. So the Muslim, as to what I am analyzing now, they will silently, though it would not matter to the BJP, I presume, because BJP already has a large support, and as the gathering in Ayodhya right now, the writing on the wall is very clear.
Major Shah, the ability to have reasonable conversations. For example, you're saying that, look, overall, I'm not a buyer into a conspiracy theory of fear-mongering. I have a in principle objection to this comment or that comment or this speech. But overall, I'm not jumping to conclusions, and India is doing well. We've seen, one of the former infamous JNU campaigners praising what's happened in Kashmir. We've seen Shah Faisal, who after he went to Harvard, had some very strong opinion on Kashmir, completely changed his tune on what is taking place in terms of the stone pelting disappearing and the development taking place. Is this bit by bit some vishwas being earned, at least in some quarters?
Rishabh, there is no doubt about that fact that, yes, a lot of vishwas was most certainly earned, and that's why I said there were a lot of Muslims who wanted to vote for BJP, in fact, who come forward, and no one had told them. No one had asked them to vote for us, or they were not doing it out of fear or anything. It was totally their wish. But now I feel those same people are going to be resenting after. It could be, as Professor Nalapat said, that some people the opposition might try to malign him by misconstruing his speech or whatever, however it is. But that has done some damage somewhere there. So now they will not say anything. They will not raise their voice. Quietly, when the casting of vote is concerned, they will quietly vote for elsewhere. That's what the thing.
Okay, so
but that will not bother BJP, because already they are getting a whole lot of the support is with them. The wave is certainly with them. We can see the live example in Ayodhya. And lastly, I'd like to conclude by saying that they are, if you ask the writing on the wall is very clear actually for everyone. So, but being over ambitious could be a problem. That
that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Major Shah, it has to be done bit by bit. It's not going to happen overnight. It is, and there is going to be pain along the way, fortunately or unfortunately. But we are roughly halfway through this election cycle. You've seen many election cycles in your lifetime. Is it seeming to be at least a more goal-oriented, positive election cycle? I know you're unhappy with a few commentary that's been made. Other people are unhappy as well. But are you seeing a better atmosphere in election cycle rather than a tense, riotous, stressed out communal atmosphere?
Rishabh, yes, most certainly. My own sister, she's standing up for the Lok Sabha elections from Bengal, and Bengal has been there have been very, very violent elections in Bengal, in fact. So, I was there recently. I went to give her some emotional support, and I am finding this time, thankfully, the environment is peaceful, no doubt. And though she's been really voraciously speaking against the TMC and against Mamata Banerjee and a whole lot of things that happen in Bengal normally, because the elections in Bengal have been very violent. So I have just returned from there a few days back. So most certainly I am expecting a much more peaceful election this time, a fair and square election this time, and whatever the election results may be, as you mentioned earlier, let's not talk about numbers, and whichever party, irrespective, whoever wins, should be honored by the entire nation. One should not go by, oh, I accept this party, I was voting for this party didn't win, irrespective of whichever, yes.
Okay. For the record, that's Saira Shah Aleem. She is contesting on the CPIM ticket from Kolkata South.